Hello, Cubs fans. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but welcome to Cubs on Tap. I am Ron Luce. I am joined by Teddy Freddy 270 and Mr. Nick Hudson. Gentlemen, I'm befuddled. I am bamboozled. I am heartbroken. I am a lot of emotions right now. But before we get into everything baseball that is causing said emotions, trying desperately to remove your feelings from this evening's game, how are you two doing?
Ron, Nick, I'll be honest. So like for the past 2 days, there's some kind of funk going. I don't know if maybe like what Justin Steele had as far as his flu-like symptoms and Adbert, but I've been kind of dealing with it too. And so tonight, it wasn't too great tonight. I wasn't feeling too good, but then, I felt a little better. I was watching TV. I'm sure y'all are probably watching the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
A little better. And then just out of the blue, just shit again. Pain, Ron. Pain, Nick.
Pain.
Tons
of pain.
Suffering.
That's all it is. It's pain.
Yeah.
I mean,
pain.
Busy. It's been a busy day for me. Was hoping to watch a nice Cubs W. I thought that's what I was getting. It was a great offensive performance, and the bottom just fucking fell out.
Yeah, bottom falling out, I don't think is a nice way to even explain this. Truthfully, that is just how tonight's game went. It's heartbreaking when your team is in control for more or less 8 innings of 6-1, even 6-3 ball, and you lose. And you know what? Juice said it on this show yesterday, and I'll be brutally honest. I didn't entirely believe him when he said this ball club is the 78 win club that I thought it was, and this is the team. And I said, I didn't necessarily react, but in my head I was like, I don't know. I don't know if we've seen what this Cubs team truly is yet. And I'm not saying it's there yet, because I think it's still early in the season. We have a lot of good to talk about still, right? Seiya Suzuki, hotter than shit. Don't let Seiya get hot, right? Let's go. Christopher Morel is hitting like every 5th pitch that he sees out of the fucking out of the ballpark. But holy hell, if blowing a 5-run lead does not grind your gears, I don't know what will. I don't give a fuck the fact that it's mid-May. A 5-run lead. You had to lead. Drew Smiley pitched a fucking gem. And this bullpen, who still doesn't have a closer, who I said it the other night that this team could benefit from having a guy that is definitively the 9th inning guy, blows a fucking game. And I don't care who it's against. Tyler, you said it on our, just a little while ago. I don't care who the hell it's against. That was a 5-run lead that they pissed away in this one. And it's a shame because Smiley was good. You got uber power out of Seiya Suzuki. You got power out of Christopher Morel. You got timely hitting from some really key guys tonight in a lot of facets, but they left too many guys on, and the bullpen pissed it away. And it is absolutely infuriating to watch that happen. Gentlemen, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, before we dive into some more detailed thoughts, opinions, analysis, what have you, just vent your emotions. Search your feelings, Padawan.
Well, like to go back to what you were saying, what Juice, because I listened last night I listened to the episode today, but from last night, yeah, like I hate this. I hate to. It's not early, like it's not anymore. Like I know, I get it. It's just May, but like, damn, man, like it sucks because all off season long, like you said last night, we get our hopes up. We look at all this, all these acquisitions we've got, and April, it's like What the hell happened? April was great. And now, like, Jesus Christ, man, like, is this like that team that we're talking about? Is this them? Is this it? Is this our identity? We've been talking, for the past few weeks about trying to, like, how does ownership view this team? What are we doing this year? And they're slowly making that answer easy for them. And it's slowly just like, it's just painfully, just game after game, just like, it's like, I don't give a shit that it's the Astros. I don't. Like, what was, I know we'll get into it, but what was Keegan doing in that spot? What was Adbert doing? Like, Adbert pitched one inning and got himself in a jam. It could have worked his way out of it. Why not throw him in the 8th inning? Throw Mark Leiter as the closer. But, like, Jesus Christ, like, I'm saying like a lot, but it's like I told Joey. It's like I tweeted at Joey during the game. It's like, I want $1,000, Ron, Nick, on a scratch off at the gas station down the street. And walking back to my car, I got jumped, mugged, and my daughter's knocked up. And here's the thing, I don't even have a daughter. So, like, Jesus Christ, it's just, I've got right now, this very moment, I've just got this attitude of, here we go again.
Yep.
Here we go again. Because the scary thing is, I said it a few weeks ago, yeah, it was nice seeing St. Louis lose all these games. It was nice seeing them at the bottom of the barrel. But if you look at the standings right now, somebody's getting a little closer. And us is falling a little bit farther. And it sucks. It sucks because you had the Nationals, you had the Marlins. Should have been easy. We should have won those. We should have won those series. You guys talked about it yesterday. This weekend, you win that first one. Hell, it don't even feel like we won a game in that series because the Twins turned around and kicked our asses twice. And it was just like, good God, like, what just happened? And now this. And it's just like, here we go again. Here we freaking go again.
Ain't that the truth? And Nick, before we want to hear your thoughts on this, but as our friend Mr. Ricotta says here, Tylenol, penicillin, aspirin, NyQuil, Malort, give me strength. Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. Anything that you try to do will not make this loss feel any better. So, Nick, how are you feeling after this whole thing?
I had a lot of optimism coming into the season, for sure. I was one of the most, I guess, optimistic, especially with the win total and prediction. But I listened to last night's episode as well, and it was depressing because Juice kind of struck a chord with me, and Tyler kind of repeated it there. Here we go again. And it's not early. You'll never forget game 163s, things like that. Every game matters. Every series matters. Every moment matters. And for these little screw ups, they're starting to accumulate. And they're really starting to accumulate, and it's starting to be really damaging. And these are the type of blows, like these kinds of losses, that kill momentum. Just kill it. And you needed to at least salvage one tonight just to pick up the momentum again. But now you're talking about someone that's knocked out, basically, and not getting back up. I mean, you could turn it around. You have an off day. There's a positive, but it's not good. Not good at all. And here we go again. Is that going in my head as well?
I'll tell you what, though. I'm almost happy they have an off day tomorrow. And it's not even from like a resting standpoint. It gives you 24 hours to have to sit through this shit. Because there is nothing, as a former athlete myself, all of us played athletics at some level, right? As a former athlete, there's nothing worse than having to dwell on a loss longer than you should. And in this case, that's exactly what's about to fucking happen. They're getting on the plane right now to go to Philadelphia. They're going to take the, I don't know, probably 2.5 hour flight, give or take, to Philly. Get in the wee hours of the fucking morning, check into probably some dog shit ass hotel. Because let's be honest, no hotels are that great. I've stayed in the hotel that they claim that the Detroit Tigers stay in for spring training, and if that's where they stayed, no wonder they're a poverty ass franchise. There's no such thing as a great hotel on the road. They're gonna have to sit there then tomorrow, and that cheesesteak that they eat, whatever it is that they fucking do on their off day, they're gonna have to think about this loss, and that sucks because this is one you should have had. Truthfully, you had it. You had it through what, 7 innings? More or less 8. Fuck, you had a 3-1 lead going into the 9th. You got to put that shit away. And you know what makes it even more disheartening is some of your best pitchers got rocked tonight out of the bullpen. It's not even like you threw out Merriweather or fucking Fulmer or any of those guys. Yeah, none of those guys came out. It was Keegan and it was Hughes and it was fucking Leiter that got lit up. Alzolay right now is your best relief pitcher, truthfully, out of the bullpen. Plain bar none, he's the only guy that hasn't gotten truly rocked all season. And I'll tell you what, it solidifies what Juice and I talked about a little bit on last night's show, is that Cody Hoyer is going to be the closer of this ball club when he comes up and is healthy.
Hey, he at the very least, he's going to get the opportunity.
Hell yeah.
It's his if he wants to take it and go with it.
He did it at the end of 2021 when he came up and was traded for after the, Craig Kimbrell deal. He looked really good in the role, and he's shit pumping 99 right now with the fastball. That alone gives, if I'm David Ross, hell yeah, I'm giving the ball to Cody Hoyer in the 9th inning. You need that 9th inning guy. It really does. I am a true believer. Analytics can tell you whatever the fuck they want to tell you. But in the game of baseball, and really in any sport, you need certain types of players in certain types of situations. That's just the way it works. And in the case of baseball, having a bona fide, definitive 9th inning guy makes a difference. It really does. Because, yes, you can absolutely have guys that can get the job done in the 9th. And that's fine. That's great. But when you're at home and that music plays and that dude comes out of the bullpen, there's a whole different swagger with your ball club, right? Think about it. Think about it in our pasts as collective baseball fans here. Trevor Hoffman, when he came out of the bullpen in San Diego, you knew. As soon as the song hit, 2 beats, you knew who was coming out. You knew what was about to happen. Same thing with Mariano Rivera in New York. Same thing goes now current day, right? We saw it with Edwin Diaz, right?
Dude.
With Timmy Trumpets.
AJ Puck with the Marlins at home. I went and watched that live. That entrance was freaking, like, I knew the second he came in the game, it was just like, which, by the way, if you're listening, if you have not seen AJ Puck's entrance, go watch it. It is freaking, it's electric. And I knew the second he came in that game at Miami.
Yeah.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah. JP Romano for Toronto, same way. Liam Hendricks, when he's healthy, he's about to be back soon with the White Sox, same way. Having that 9th inning guy in baseball is a real fucking thing. It really is. Having that dude with that 9th inning swagger to close games really happens. It really works. We saw it with the Cubs. Look at Craig in 2021, how fucking good he was with the Cubs. As soon as he came out of the bullpen, you knew the game was over. It was done. He was going to pitch, probably K2, get a weak-ass grounder over to second base on the other guy, and end the game. And that's how it was. This Cubs team is absolutely missing that right now. And I think, if nothing else, from a confidence standpoint for your defensive players, for your manager, for everybody that's sitting on the bench, that goes through your mind. And I think tonight was a perfect example of that. Keegan's been great. He's had a really good season overall. He's been struggling lately, but in general, he's done some good things, right?
Do you want his last 7 game stats?
No, I don't, because I know what they are. Brandon Hughes, same thing. Overall, not atrocious. Lately, not great. Leiter, tonight was Leiter's really first blip on the radar, truthfully. But when your top relievers get knocked around like this, it just feels like a big metaphorical kick in the dick. And it's not fun. It's really, really not fun. It's not. It's not fun at all. I want to talk good, but I want to let both of you vent some bad first. Just release the demons, say any negative, terrible fucking things going through your mind that you need to.
Yeah,
And then we'll talk a little bit of good before we think ahead.
You guys talked about it last night, and I'll ask you guys. I'll ask you again. Like, was tonight's game? Was there was it a coaching thing?
No, not tonight.
No.
Not tonight.
Even with Keegan coming out in the ninth, knowing that his last few outings has been not so great.
See, but even with Keegan, I think it was a thing with Keegan where his track record proves well enough where even if I was managing, maybe he has had a couple of bad outings lately, I'm still going to give him the opportunity to come in and get the job done.
Okay.
Because he has proven that he has been able to do it before.
Yeah.
The fact that he came in and did not record a single out is very discouraging because now I'm looking at the front office and the guys that run the pitch lab and going, what the fuck's going on with this guy?
Yeah.
What do we do? Because he can't come out and do this.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a non-competitive performance from him for sure. I mean, it's interesting what you bring up there, Tyler, with the coaching. I was thinking about when they walked. I don't know why it's intentionally walked. I don't know why his name's slipping my head right now, but in the ninth they intentionally walked.
Dickhead, just call him Dickhead.
Dickhead, yeah.
Oh, Bregman.
I'll repeat myself. Just call him Dickhead.
Dickhead. I don't know why it slipped my mind, but yeah. And I was thinking, if he just crushes a grand slam, which was 100% possible in that moment, if you know who he is.
I was expecting that.
Yeah. Then I was thinking, do you blame Ross in that moment for walking him and then arguably putting up like a very competitive hitter in that spot? But I landed on no, you don't. So I don't think anything was a coaching blame in this. It was mainly
honestly, Bregman crushed the ball this series.
It wasn't I know. We're gonna call him Dick.
Dickhead. Sorry. Dickhead crushed the ball. My bad.
Yeah. Dickhead. But Dickhead's not Bregman.
Dickhead's everybody on the Astros.
Dickhead's everybody on the Astros. But yeah, I mean, the thing with Keegan Thompson was that was very quickly wheels fall off, just bad. There was no slow it down, try to battle at all. It was very much a bad performance. So it doesn't fall on Hughes either, because that's a really tough spot. And to get the ground out right there was really nice. And I thought we'd maybe, JD said just turn a 6-4-3 and just get out of it. But pain
indeed, gentlemen. I want to talk about a little bit of good, though, because I can't mentally sit here and talk about all of the bad of this game because this game really wasn't all that bad. Truthfully, it was just the last 2 innings, unfortunately, because I can give you a trio of good things that happened in this game. 1, Christopher Morel, 3 for 5 with a walk. 2 runs scored and an RBI. That's cool and tough. Seiya Suzuki, 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 3 ribbies, and 2 walks. Talk about a guy who is turning his shit around. In the last 5 games, there is no other Cub that gives me the level of confidence that says this guy's fucking back than Seiya Suzuki does right now. And 3, numero tres, 6 innings of 1 run, 4 hit, no walk, 8K ball from the lefty Drew Smiley. Those 3 things alone make me really happy with tonight's game. And more so, those 3 things alone make me pissed off that they didn't win tonight's game. Because Morel, Suzuki, Happ had a 2-hit game as well. So did Mancini.
And a hell of a play. Hell of a play.
Hell of a play. Showing why he's a Gold Glover, right? There was a handful of guys in this game that did plenty for this Cubs team to get the win, which is what makes it even more frustrating that they did not win this game because you could have taken that momentum into the off day. It makes you feel good. Makes you like, kind of think things are going okay, right? Going into Philly for 3 and then another off day. Instead, you got to take this sour fucking taste into the off day. But talk to me about the positives. How did we like Drew? How did we like Saya? How did we like Christopher tonight? Good things.
Dude, Drew has arguably been. They posted a stat. I think it was. I'm going to butcher her name. Megan Montemiro.
Megan Montemiro, yes, sir.
Montemiro posted an interesting stat. He was saying that since August he's had like the 14th best ERA in baseball. Like he's arguably, other than Justin Steele, he's arguably been their second best pitcher since August. Like
That's
the dude had a crap outing his first outing in Cincinnati, which that doesn't count. And then after that has been lights out. And tonight was just against, once again, the former World Series champion Astros, the offensive juggernaut that is the Astros, and was making them look stupid dickheads looking stupid all over the place with his 92 mile an hour fastball, just carving hitters up. So that was great. And once again, speaking of dickheads, Seiya Suzuki is on freaking Dick Mountain right now. Good God. The dude's not going to get out if his last six plate appearances are anything, or his next plate appearances are like his last six. He's not getting out. It's math. I did the math. He's not getting out. And those 2 home runs he hit tonight were freaking tanks off the dang Crawford box wall. Like, good God, there's probably holes or dents in the wall right now. And yeah, Christopher Morel, I said it earlier, I'm a big player of MLB The Show. I'm pretty sure this Friday is another content drop. If there is not a Christopher Morel Tops Now card Friday, we riot. In the words of Michael Scott, we burn Utica to the ground. But like I've noticed, have you noticed a difference in his stance this year than from last year? Like he has that little, I don't want to sit here and act like I know what I'm talking about, but like almost like how Hanley Ramirez sort of started off.
His hands are closer to his chest to start at that.
And so whatever he's changed, it's working right now, and it's working really well.
Hell yeah. Nick. Vent
man.
Some positives.
Yeah, some positives were you got a really great outing from Drew. I mean, like you mentioned, the clunker early on in the year, he got it out of the way, and he's been just lights out. He looks great out there, honestly, and it's good to have a solid arm from someone that you didn't really think you were going to get all that great. Like he is well overperforming right now from what you had expectation-wise. So that's fantastic. Seiya doing exactly what we were dreaming of. I think I tweeted that earlier. Doing exactly what we're dreaming of. Just hitting absolute bombs. And the other thing, and arguably the more deadly thing, and like Tyler mentioned, he's just not getting out. Those walks, those plate appearances there were absolutely awesome. He is working some great plate appearances, and that's just something you're going to need from that spot there. And Morel, like the confidence he's brought to the team and the morale that he's brought to the team is just it's next level. It's just unfortunate that it had to end the way it did, because I really felt the momentum changing, and I thought we were going to take that and use it. But I mean, the positives we could still take away from it. I just hope they take away some of the positives, because that's the most important thing, is that they realize they can win. For 8 innings, they are a winning baseball team. That's what they have to realize. Just finish it off. And you mentioned earlier, Ron, the offense had some moments in which they could have put more runs on the board. So should they have just taken over the game and like saved the pitching a little bit? Because there's been performances with the pitching where they've put up 0 runs and the offense has done nothing. So it's getting increasingly more frustrating as a Cubs fan. And I just hope that the positives continue.
Absolutely, and from our comment section here as well, our friend Alop saying, "I'm having a very bad time," and then he reiterates it, "A very bad time." Um, and then as our friend Scott Crawford says, "Where is Nico? Because Nico as we go has never been more apparent." Yeah, 100%. Him being on the IL, not fun, not fun at all. You can tell this team is lacking after him going on the IL and the Joey a little bit earlier. Leiter still finished with 3 Ks. Yes, he did. A lot of unluckiness, honestly, in his outing today. I don't blame Leiter at all for what happened today because he looked really good. He still came in a really bad situation, the heart of that Astros lineup that he had to face, and overall still did a pretty nice job. So for it to end the way it ended, it was just fucking unfortunate. Truthfully,
And
it is the
of
way
course,
it
a
is.
Bree would get a single too. Hasn't hit the ball like all season long, and then he's
No,
playing the Cubs. Oh, I'll hit the ball.
no, exactly. And I will say, speaking of hitting the ball, when I did the solo show on Sunday, Seiya Suzuki entered that twin series with like a 250 ish batting average and like a 711 OPS. After tonight's game, he is up to 286 batting average and an 863 OPS in like what, 6 games? If there's one guy right now that I sit here and say rally the team around him, it's fucking Seiya. He's healthy. He's finally healthy. It takes a month. Oblique injuries are a bitch, a real big bitch. Such a big bitch that you can't even handle them sometimes. Seiya Suzuki is healthy. And right now, that might be the best thing for this Cubs team because if he's hitting, and hitting is naturally contagious, as you can, you know, pull back to history and see. Seiya might spark some shit for the Cubs in the upcoming week and a half, 2 weeks, because you got 3 on the road with the Phillies, bookended by off days. Then you're back at home for nine games, 6 of which are against very winnable teams. The Reds, who unfortunately are about as good as the Cubs record wise right now, and the Mets, who are just not performing the way they should given their payroll, which fuck them, that's what they deserve. And then you got 3 with the Rays. But if there's ever a time for Seiya Suzuki and company to come alive offensively, it is right now. Because Seiya is hot. Christopher Morel is hot. And the rest of this team, you can kind of see them kind of hitting. Like, it's coming, right? We saw a little bit of Dansby tonight. You got the big hit tonight. Trey had 2 hits. Hap had 2 hits. This loss sucks, but there's still a lot of good shit that they can carry over to the Philadelphia series coming up. Gentlemen, want to rally your thoughts here before we do finally look ahead and put this god-awful loss behind us because it was terrible. But gentlemen, things that you're looking forward to now moving into the future.
I agree. As far as Seiya's last several games it's a nice little boost, I guess, to our confidence, I guess. Going back to what Scott Crawford said, hey, imagine Nico, with Seiya how he is right now. You've got Hap, who's been consistent. You've got Dansby, who's been pretty consistent. Imagine bringing Morel, healthy Nico back. Friday, I think we find out if Bellinger hits the IL or not. If Bellinger back, there's still potential for this offense to be really, really, really good. Patrick Wisdom kind of needs to pick it up a little bit. Mancini had a 2-hit game tonight because kind of to go off what you said, honestly, I don't think this schedule doesn't get very easy all the way to the All-Star break. Like I know Philly I think they just finished the series off against the Rockies, and you've got a freaking fired up Bryce Harper. You said the Mets. Here's the thing about the Mets. I know they're not playing so great right now. They won tonight on a walk-off bomb, but man, I can't count out Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. I mean, I don't care how bad they are. If you're facing Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander, you're in for a long day. Like you said, Tampa Bay, And then you've got San Diego, the Angels, Pittsburgh, who's hot, Baltimore, who's hot, stupid team in St. Louis, Philly, Cleveland, the freaking Yankees, Milwaukee again. Like, it's not going to get easy. So hopefully what Seiya's doing right now, like you said, Ron, hopefully it provides a spark to the rest of the lineup, because God, it could get bumpy. I think this month of May, by the end of May, who knows, maybe we find out what we're doing by the deadline. Maybe the end of May tells us a lot as far as what we plan to do at the end of July.
Preach. Nick, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some more consistency overall. It's good to see the offense kind of getting some more hits tonight and carry that over onto these next series. Having Seiya deliver what he's delivering and keeping that going, I think, is absolutely vital. Right now, you're missing some key guys, like you said, Horner. You need someone else to look to during this time to kind of pick you up, especially during this rough stretch that's coming up. It could be rough. So you got to have that guy that puts the team on his back and says, let's go. And Seiya has that caliber. He is that type of guy. And as you mentioned, Ron, he is fully now healthy, and this is fully healthy Seiya. And if he can just stay consistent with this approach 3/4 of the time, we're looking good here. But man, mentioning all those teams coming up, it's going to be interesting. But this whole baseball season overall has been very interesting so far. There's been a lot of unexpected teams doing very well and things of that nature. So who knows which way the direction is going to swing, but the teams coming up are going to be difficult.
100%. And just a couple of comments before I get your guys' final thoughts on this series. Big old friend of the program, Mr. Alop. He says, when did we start having the discussion about David Ross possibly not being the guy to take the team forward? I will cite you, sir, to last night's episode, because Juice and I spent, give or take, about, carry the one, 18 minutes or so on that said topic. Definitely I think that is happening a lot tonight. But as Joey says, let's ground ourselves. Ross has cost them 3 or 4 games, at least. I'm convinced. I don't know if tonight was one. I agree. I don't know if tonight was one. I don't think tonight was one, but understandably so. I think the thought of that is totally fair, gentlemen. I want to give the floor one more time. Final thoughts on this. Honestly, I'm just going to call it as honest. It is fucking atrocious Houston Astros series.
Horseshit. Just a big old bag of horseshit. I mean, we beat ourselves for the most part, I feel like. Hopefully, who knows, maybe off day in Philly tomorrow, like you said, maybe they have it weighed on their minds. Maybe they're walking around and they get some motivation from the Rocky statue. Isn't that in Philadelphia?
It is.
Maybe. There you go. Maybe they go on a big team run. Did you ever Remember the Titans? Everybody's seen Remember the Titans, right? Maybe they go out on a run in Philadelphia. They run up the steps. There's the Rocky statue, and then just David Ross gives some big epic speech, and we turn the boat around.
Nick?
And all is right with the world.
Amen to that.
I'm hoping that when they get to that field in Philadelphia, they are just itching to get to the plate to just turn this shit around. I'm hoping that this series was the biggest wake-up call to them of the year, because it felt like the most painful loss of the year from a fan's perspective. So I'm hoping we can turn all this around, move forward, move on, and try to get some W's, get on that left side of the column.
100%. I completely agree with you there, Nick. And I'll be totally honest. My final thoughts. Mr. Mastroboni only had 2 official at-bats, and he was 1 for 2. He had 3 walks. So the 9-hitter was not the problem tonight, just for those that want to know. Joey says the next Pooper Scooper episode is going to be good. I agree.
And
I think
there's a
it's
lot
going to
of
be
poop in the backyard. So
beautiful. Good. You have a
about
lot of shit to get rid of, Tyler, and I'm excited for it. But I'll tell you this. I will tell you guys this. First off, Justin Steele promised us a Philly cheesesteak sandwich from Philadelphia in the locker room, right? We're not going to be able to get there. So I'm going to DM him from the Cubs on Taps account tonight. And I'm going to ask Justin to give us an honest Philly cheesesteak review from Philadelphia. You know why? Because I think that's going to turn the momentum around. Because sometimes you need to have a little bit of fun in order to get shit going. So I want to know how good those Philly cheesesteaks are. Because our friend of the program, Mr. Justin Steele, who is coming off his flu game, by the way, where he still struck out 8 batters and went 6 innings. If that is your flu game performance, my friend, hell the fuck yeah. But Cubs in the coming series against the Phillies, starting Friday, 6:05 Central Time start. It's Stroman versus Suarez. Saturday is Tyone versus Nola at 3:05. And it is Mr. Steele versus TBD at 12:35 Central Time on Sunday. Guys, I am ready. I am ready for this team to turn it the fuck around in this Philly series. Take an off day. And then you get to come home for 9 games. Take advantage of it. It's time. Go back to Wrigley. Weather's going to be beautiful. It's late May. It's going to start warming up. It's going to be 70, 80 degrees at the time of your first pitch every single fucking day in those 9 games. Hit the ball out of the ballpark. Pitch really well, as you have most of the year. And let's turn this fucking shit around. Because this team can do it. It's just a really shitty stretch of baseball, unfortunately, right now, that has come up for the Chicago Cubbies. Gentlemen, I want to talk a little bit about this upcoming series, though. I already noted the pitching staffs. I already noted the start times. Tyler, we'll start with you. Thoughts? What do the Cubs need to do to get a series win into the weekend?
Win game 1. Win game 1. Tomorrow or Friday is it's got to be a must win. 5-game losing streak. You got your man in Marcus Stroman on the mound. He's itching to get back and kind of make up for his last not so awesome outing. But yeah, I'm not even thinking about Saturday and Sunday just yet, just because you've got to win game 1, and so hopefully Say is still hot, man, because last night, man, I'll just echo what you said, dude. If he is 100% healthy, God, it's just going to be awesome to watch. Sit back and enjoy the show, because I feel like it's going to be quite entertaining. But yeah, I know it may sound cliche, but win game 1. Let's win game 1.
One game at a time. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be crucial to win game 1. It's the momentum that you need to switch around. I mean, you gotta wash this one off with a great starting win right out of the gate. Consistent hitting, go out there with a good plate approach, work into the bullpen, put pressure on the starting pitching, all of those things. But especially the bullpen needs to recover. They need to go out there with just better stuff overall.
Absolutely. I am excited for Stroman on Friday. I agree with you guys. Get the first win and then roll from there. This is the time for the Cubs team.
And he's itching. He's itching to get back on that 6-inning streak he had. Because what did he throw last time? Like 5, a little over 5?
I don't even think he made it 5 last time.
He's itching to get back to at least 6.
I agree wholeheartedly, and it's going to be good to see that out of the Cubs, guys. Gentlemen, I'm going to throw it around the horn just real quick, since we have a new series on our hands. Fly the W pick for the coming series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Tyler, let's start with you. Who do you have for this upcoming series.
I'm riding the hot hand. Give me old Mount Suzuki.
I like that. I like that. If you weren't going to take him, I would have. Nick, who do you got?
I'm gonna do Madrigal. No. Stroman. I'm gonna go Stroman. I think that he's gonna. I want to see him just put up numbers in terms of innings, like you said. Get out there, maybe even get 7 or 8, and just take the bullpen out of the equation. Fuck the bullpen. Honestly, I'm done with them. Just let's get through it and just we're done.
It's going to be like MLB The Show with the 9th inning. His energy bar is going to be completely empty. Screw it. You're throwing.
Get out there.
Fuck the bullpen. Fuck the bullpen. That's what Nick says. Fuck the bullpen. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and take a guy that I am still waiting for just him to carry this team through a series because I know he can. It's not an if thing. It's a when thing. Give me fucking Dansby Swanson, that handsome son of a bitch from Georgia. He's going to get it done. He had a big triple tonight, drove in a run. This guy is going to, at some point this season, carry this team for like 3 series in a row. I know it's going to fucking happen. I know it's going to. And I'm going to sit here and sound like an idiot until it does. But when it does, I'm going to look like a fucking genius. And I'm starting to call it now because I really think he's going to get it done. Give me Dansby. I think Dansby and Philly just, it sounds proper. It sounds proper. It sounds proper. Joey says, damn, Ron stole my fly the W pick. Sorry, Joey. I had to do what I do. He says, Morel, I guess. Let's ride the choo-choo. Chugga, 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 chugga. Let's go, bitches. Choo-choo. The Morel train is healthy and in full sweep. Gentlemen, before we get out of here, I want to remind everybody Cubs on Tap, one of 2. That's right, 2 official Cubs podcasts covering the Chicago Cubs. Follow our friends over at Dinger's Podcast. They do a great job live every Monday night between the 8 and 8:30 hour here in the Central Time Zone. You can follow them at Dinger Cubs on Twitter and Instagram. Just follow along with the boys, Mitch, Jake, Jeff, Kevin. Incredible job giving us great content here at On Tap Sportsnet from the Cubs perspective. And you can follow us as well. Guess what? At Cubbies on Tap, CUBBIES. I am at Loose on Tap. Teddy Freddy 270. Nick _on tap. Be sure to follow at Juice on Tap and at Joey Knows Nothing as well. All of us contributing here to the Cubs on Tap brand. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks. You know the deal. We got it all. Bears. We were just live tonight. Go check it out at Bears on Tap. At Bears Nation Pod as well. 2 Bears podcasts covering you here at On Tap Sportsnet. And yes, Cubs fans, we all got friends that like the shitbag Southsiders. I don't know if they won or lost. It doesn't fucking matter. But send your friends to our friends over at Sox on Tap. They do a great job covering the Goalies that play at 35th and Shields. Once again, OnTapSportsNet.com, at OnTapSportsNet on social media, the OnTap Sportsnet. Go ahead and check out what's on tap in Chicago sports. Boys, a heartbreaking loss. I pray to God the Cubs get it right this weekend. But what do you guys say? We get out of here the only win how at Cubs on Tap?
Fuck losing streaks and fuck the Cardinals.
Amen to that. Nick?
Fuck the Cardinals.
Let's go. Fuck the Cardinals. And let's go.